Hello, my friends. Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming. Welcome to English Bus Lessons. My name's Wayne, and I'm really glad to see you today. Now, today is a special day because we are just starting our new book, American School Textbook Vocabulary Key Grade 6. Wow, that's getting up, 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 and up. So, if you have your book and you're ready, then let's have some fun. Now, let's start this new book by opening up to Unit 1 on page 10. And what is our title for this unit? It is called Economics. Economics. So, do you know what economics means? Well, economics is all about business, producing things, making things, selling things, transporting, importing, exporting, all those things. It's about business and money. The economics of your country, the economics of your city. The economics are very good these days. No, the economics are down. The economy is down these days. So let's look at some key words from economics. And word number 1 is producer. No, not movie producer, but something similar. Producer, somebody who makes things, either a person or a company. And look right here. We have this jolly old gentleman, this farmer, sitting high up on his tractor, and he's going through the field and he's cutting something. So he is one kind of producer. A farmer is the old style of producer from way back many, many years. So he could be producing wheat, he could be producing grain or some barley or something. Who knows? Now, in business, there's many, many other kinds of producers as well. You could produce computers, and you can produce bread, you can build things, and so many things a company or a person can make. So in economics, we need a producer because somebody has to make the things that we need or the things that we want, right? So there's lots of those. So if I'm a producer, or he was a producer, what else do we need? We need somebody to buy those things. We need somebody to buy the product, the goods, okay? And who does it? Word number 2, the consumer. So, if you buy something or pay for something, you are kind of a consumer. It could be consuming food. You could be a consumer of food. You could be a consumer of computers or toys or books. You could buy books. Or you could also TV, your internet. Those are services. You don't really get something in your hand, but you're still a consumer, okay? If you pay for the TV channel or the internet line in your home, you are a consumer. So we have a producer that makes things. We have a consumer that buys the things and uses them. Now, what else do we need? Number 3, well, it's very, very expensive to make things, so we need an investor, somebody with money, or many people with a little bit of money that put it together. So let's take a look at these there. Oh, this is actually another consumer. Oh, I love this one. This is beautiful for the consumer too. I forgot to show you. Where are they? Yeah, they're in a market, aren't they? Look at all the delicious bread. Yeah, the young woman with her son. They have their shopping cart all filled up. So there's a perfect example of consumers. They are buying things. I can see red pepper here, a cucumber here. I see bottles, maybe some oil, lots of vegetables, and beautiful bread. So they are a good example of consumers. So there. Now, let me jump ahead and I'm going to show you the picture of the investor that I wanted too. There. Look at these two people here in this picture. A very rich man and a very rich woman in a limousine. Maybe they're going someplace or coming back from someplace. But an investor has money. And maybe they don't produce it, but what they can do, the investor just gives the money to a company or to a person, to the producer. Yeah? So maybe he and she, they give money to the producer, and the producer now has money and they can make things. And when the producer makes a profit, makes some money, he gives money back to them. So they're investing. That's called investors, to put your money into something and hope that you'll make more money back. And in economics, we need investors. Big investors or small investors. Now, number 4, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. That's like sounds like a French word, but we use it in English too. Entrepreneur. Here's a young man, and he's in his shop, and he's making something here, some sort of food, some sort of pastry. And the shop is not a very rich place, not a very expensive place. But he's making some kind of food. He's working hard every day. He's opening his new shop. So an entrepreneur is somebody who starts a new business. Okay? The person is somebody who starts a new business. So he is an entrepreneur. Just 1 month ago, he opened his new bread shop, and he's selling bread to everybody in the area, in the neighborhood. So if you start a new business, you are an entrepreneur. You're trying to create a new business, and that's what it is, entrepreneur. Now, number 5, the marketplace. So you know a market, well, it has a place. Now here is a picture of a market, and we can see a woman and possibly her husband, and there's another man over here. So he would be the merchant selling things, and these two people here are the customers, or we can call them the consumers, also the consumers. What are they buying today? Well, she has some flowers, so maybe she's buying flowers, but I also see many vegetables, peas, potatoes, apples. That's what I see down there. So this is the marketplace, the area where you can buy and sell food and produce and other products, okay? And that's the marketplace. Now, number 8, if you have, like for example, the farmer. Remember the farmer? He's cutting the fields, maybe wheat, grain, barley, or some other type of plant. Now, how does he get his food to the marketplace? How? How does he move the food to the marketplace? Well, you need some sort of distribution. Means to move things around. Okay, so let's take a look at that. See what we got here. All right, look at this big truck. It's called a transport truck. That's what it is. This one is carrying logs of wood, But other transport trucks, they don't carry wood, they'll carry food of some kind. They will carry furniture. They will carry electronics. They will carry many things. So that's called distribution. If you make something, you have to send it from your shop, from your factory, to one city, to another town, to another city, maybe even to another country. That's distribution, is sending it all out, okay? That's distribution. Now, number 7, what does the consumer do? Well, the consumer will consume, and we call that consumption, using something. Now let's see if I have a picture of somebody using something. There's a little boy. I think he's eating some nachos or tacos or something like that. Very delicious. So he's eating some very hot food. I think his eyes are squinted right down, so maybe it's really hot. That's called consumption. When you buy something and you use it, then it's called consumption. So he's consuming something right now. He's consuming food. That's what he's doing. Now for you and I, consumption, what do we consume? Well, right now, these lights above my head, they're consuming electricity. Electricity consumption as well. If I'm watching TV, that's a service, but I'm consuming the TV product, just using the stations as well. We consume things every day. So using something is called consumption. Your book says the using of goods and services is consumption. Now, number 8 is opportunity cost, the chance for a cost as well. The value of something that is not chosen when choosing between two things is called the opportunity cost. So I'm going to shop for a new TV. Wow, I really like that TV, and that one's pretty good too. but that one's a little more expensive. So I want this one, a beautiful color. I'll choose this TV. So the other one, I didn't buy it. So we call that an opportunity cost. So somebody made it and it cost them money to make it, but well, nobody bought it. So it was a chance, but nobody took it. And that type of situation is opportunity cost. And it happens. Many things are thrown away. Number 9, why do we make things? Well, there's a demand for it. I want chocolate. I'm hungry. Or I want some food. I'm demanding food. I want food. So, we cannot have products unless we have demand. So these people are standing in line. I think they're probably at a movie theater or maybe at a restaurant. Who knows? Maybe it could be a fast food restaurant. But I have a hunch they're at a movie theater. So they're all wanting to watch the newest and latest movie. It's going to be very exciting. So there's a demand for entertainment. They want to be entertained. So that's called a demand. So you can, if you're a producer, you can produce many, many things, but if nobody's going to buy it, nobody wants it, well, there's not much use producing it. Why produce it? Okay, and one more. If you have a demand for something, you should have a supply. So these people want to watch a movie. They want to be entertained. Somebody has to supply the movie. They have to make the movie. All right? And if you want to have pizza, then somebody in the city, in the area, should be supplying pizza. So there's demand and supply. Those two words go together, demand and supply. All right? So those are the key words, and that's the very basics of economics. All those words. So take a look at them, think about them, remember the pictures that I showed you, and look around your room that you're in and see what you can see and what do you consume, all right? And when you're ready, come back, we'll look at some power verbs and make some sentences. And now our power verbs on page 11. And the first one is to produce. Produce. So, what is produce? Well, who produces things, okay? The farmer produces potatoes, all right? The movie company produces movies. The computer electronics company, they produce computers. They make computers, okay? Just like that. Now, manufacture. Can I say the farmer manufactures potatoes? Can I say that? Not really. Manufacture is to put together and make something with your hands or with machines. Now, potatoes are grown from the ground, so God or Mother Nature, they make potatoes. So the farmer produces potatoes, okay? The company manufactures computers, okay? Just like that. Something that you put together, you make and join together with your hands or equipment is manufacture. Consume. People consume many kinds of goods and services. At my home, I consume lots of vegetables. I eat lots of vegetables. I also consume electricity and water. I consume a lot of water. Water is very good for you too. And I watch TV, I have the internet, so I consume those things. Anything that you use and had paid for, that's consuming things. Distribute. Well, if you produce something or manufacture something, then you have to distribute it to the different areas so that more people can buy it. Because if you produce something, people don't come to you always. No. You can distribute or send the product to them. So, in a free market, goods and services are produced and distributed according to the law of supply and demand. That's right. Now, reap. Reap is to bring in much of something. Reap. We say reap the rewards sometimes. It says the investors are hoping to reap huge profits. That means get a lot of money. So reaping the products. Or, make a lot of money. Make huge profits. Just like that. So if you're an investor, you have extra money, but you don't manufacture anything, find that entrepreneur in the bread shop. I'm going to give him some money. He can make his shop bigger and better, and he can make more money, and he'll give me some money back. So I can make a big profit, reap in the rewards. So those are the power verbs. They're easy. You try them in a sentence and have fun with them. When you're finished, come back and we'll look at some word families that are quite interesting. Now, the word families on page 11, groups of words that go together. The first one is inflation. Inflation comes from the verb inflate. So if you have a balloon, and you inflate the balloon. And if you let go, the balloon deflates. Same thing in economics. And usually every year we have inflation in economics. For example, this apple next to me, sometime, maybe today or this year, this apple is maybe worth about, I'm going to say, 50 cents in American money. 50 cents this apple is. But next year, wow, because of inflation, prices are always going up. 55 cents for this apple. That's called inflation. The price keeps going up every year. And if the apple price goes up, wow, then people have to make more money to buy these apples. So everybody has to make more money. It goes in a cycle. Everybody has to make a lot of money. But sometimes we have another situation, deflation. Now, it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it happens. The price of the product goes down, 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 down everywhere. That's called deflation. But usually, almost always, it's inflation. Every year, everywhere, prices go up. And if the product prices go up, then everybody has to make more money or spend less. If they spend less, then that price of the apple goes up again. So it's a big balancing act. The next one is scarcity. Scarcity, okay? Scarcity, scarce actually means not much of something. Let me just write that down very quickly for you. Let me change my pen color while I'm at it. So it comes from the word scarce, meaning there's not much or not many of something. Oh, this year apples were very scarce. There's not many apples because maybe there was a big storm that destroyed all the trees or something. So scarcity. And can you guess what happens if there's a scarcity of something? Well, if there's only 10 apples and there's about 100 people that want those apples, that apple price is going to go very high. That's going to be an expensive apple. But on the other hand, if there's no scarcity, there's many apples and many people, or maybe not many people, then the price of the apples will go down. That's bad for the farmers, But with scarcity, farmers and producers make more money. They make more money that way. The other word is shortage. So scarcity or shortage are the same thing. A shortage of apples has caused the apple price to go up. A scarcity of bananas has caused the price of bananas to go up. Now, the next two things are a little difficult. Gross domestic product. So if I want to know, or the country wants to know, the government wants to know, what is the economy like these days in our country? What's the economy like? We have the GDP. That's one way to know, or one way to measure how good an economy is, by how much you produce and how much money you make. And the next one is very similar. The gross national product is almost the same, except the GDP, and I'm going to rate that, maybe I should write that down for you. The GDP, it looks at all the products that are sold in the country and the people that buy them in the country, so the money that's made. But what if I have some apples and I'm selling those apples to Canada, or I'm selling those apples to Europe? Okay, that money is not in the GDP. They don't count that money. So we need another one. So it's called GNP, the gross national product. And this one will include anything that you sell overseas to another country and get the money back. But the GDP is only the money of things that are produced in America and bought in America. So there's no money going overseas or coming back. That's the difference. Now, very quickly, kinds of economics, or economies, excuse me. Manufacturing economy, you're building something. The global economy, where you're buying and selling from different countries. All right? State economy, inside the state of the United States of America. Service economy, watching a movie, going to a restaurant, staying at a hotel. Those are service economies. The national economy, like this, what we're talking about here, GDP, GNP. The local economy, just in a small area. All right, that's the word families. Those are finished. And in one moment, we're going to do a reading together that will help you understand. Now, our story on page 13 is called Basic Economics. So let's read together, okay? In free market economies, companies decide what and how much of a product they will produce. However, they are interested in making profits, so they do not want to produce too much or too little of a product. They want to produce exactly the right amount necessary. So they often pay attention to the law of supply and demand. This law states that when the supply of a product is low, yet demand is high, then the price will be high. However, if the supply of a product is high, yet demand is low, then the price will be low. Companies want to find a median. They want just the right amount of supply and just the right amount of demand. But there are often other factors that companies must consider. Once they make something, they must deliver it to the market. This way, people can purchase the product. This is called distribution. Distribution is often done by trucks, trains, ships, and airplanes. Without an effective distribution system, even in-demand products will not sell well. Once products are at the market, they must be consumed. This means that people purchase them. The amount of consumption depends on many things. It depends on the supply and demand, of course, and the price is also another important factor. Okay, thanks for reading that with me. Now, let's take a look. It says companies want to find a median. That's kind of in the middle. Find a median, they want to find the middle of the supply and the middle of the demand, so that they can set their prices properly and make just enough product. Companies must consider, all right? They must think about something. They must consider that. That's all it is. Consider is to think about something. And one more thing, over here, it says this law, meaning the law of supply and demand. The law states, well, it's not a government's law, it's just one of the rules in economics. So there's not a real rule or a real law, it's just something that's in economics. Okay, nice job, nice job. Thank you very much for reading that with me. Please read it again once or twice and practice your pronunciation. Reading's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. It's knowledge, it's entertainment. But before we go to, let's please do one more thing. Let's look at the key words again. And let's see what we studied. So we talked about economics. And in economics, there's some important words. The producer, the person or the company who makes things or provides things, okay? The consumer is the opposite, is the buyer, the one who wants it. So I can also call this the supply and the demand. That's who it is. Anyway, the producer gives the supply, the consumer is the person or people who want them. Now we sometimes need investors. If I'm a producer, I don't have enough money to open my new shop. But if I can find some people, one person or many people that can loan me give me some money, I can open my new shop and maybe I can make a big profit, and then I will give the investors some interest rate on there. And there's the entrepreneur, the person who is starting a new business. He is an entrepreneur. She is an entrepreneur. The marketplace. In our book today, the marketplace was a real market, like a food market, for example, where you can buy apples, potatoes, carrots, and peas and things. But sometimes the marketplace is not a real place. It's just a meaning. Okay, the restaurant marketplace. That's a possibility. Distribution. If I produce something, I have to be able to send it to people. That's what I have to do. I have to send it to people. So we need trucks and stuff. Consumption. Actually using the products or the services. Opportunity cost. Well, if I make something, not everything is sold, unfortunately. Maybe this one or two things they don't get sold. That's an opportunity cost. It's a cost for a chance to sell something, but maybe it doesn't. There's the demand. Consumers make the demand. And the supply. Producers will supply the demand. They will give the products, make the products. All right, Unit 1, finished. Now, just remember to do the exercises and read the story again, try the power verbs, and practice it a little bit. And look around your room or look around your home, your school, your office, whatever, and see if you can use the keywords in a sentence, all right? But until then, thank you very much. It was a great job, and please come back and see us again at English Bus Lessons. And until that time, have a great day. Bye for now.